more showers and storms around parts of the Levant, but an area of low pressure pushing east from Iraq into Iran, bringing some heavy downpours, also running down into Kuwait, northern areas of the Gulf, and colder air is following on behind. Into India, a lot of dry weather around during Saturday, a few storms into the northeast, but you can see an area of low pressure bearing down on Sri Lanka, and that will turn things eventually wetter again across southern parts of India. A big cool down on the way in Japan. We've had some really unusual, even record November heat recently, but a cold front sweeping on through and allowing those temperatures to come down. There'll be another cold front approaching as well, and so you are going to see things cooling off and quite significantly after the warmth that we've seen. Some wet weather affecting parts of China. South of all of that, it's showers and storms, but quite frequent these downfalls through parts of Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Borneo seeing these as well. And into Australia now, quite a bit of heat around, particularly down towards the south and southeast on Saturday. Temperature reaching into the upper 30s in Adelaide. That's fire danger with the heat here as well. Gusty winds bringing you through severe thunderstorms pushing eastwards in the coming days. Some wet and very windy weather around in New Zealand, particularly across parts of the south.
As the coronavirus pandemic continues, BBC News has in-depth coverage.
Coronavirus is still coursing its way through the community.
The approaches to Hubei province like scenes from an apocalyptic movie.
The region locked down when Europe did, and it's unlocking now and unnerving them.
See the headlines as they happen with breaking news alerts in the app, and get the full story with bbc.com/news. Follow the story for all the latest with BBC News. This is BBC World News. I'm Babita Sharma. A step closer to rolling out a coronavirus vaccine. Pharmaceutical giant Pfizer applies for authorization in the United States for its vaccine. It could be approved by the first half of next month. After a recount confirms Joe Biden won the state of Georgia, Michigan state legislators are invited to meet President Trump at the White House in another attempt to overturn the election result.
I'm pleased to present in Riyadh at a glittering ceremony on the eve of the G20 summit. The global pandemic means world leaders will be meeting online.
And the legacy of Nuremberg, 75 years on, we remember war crimes trial of the leaders of Nazi Germany.
Hello, Masha.
Hello.
Hi, just remind me, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
I'm answering the text messages right now, so I will be listening. Go ahead.
Richard. Oh, sorry. Okay. My name is Mary. I'm from Bryansk region. I'm in 10th grade. Right now I have distant learning, but we have great news because we will go to school in this Monday, and our teachers, some of them are happy, but others decided to think that it's better to stay like this because they're old age and they're very afraid of all this situation.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, that's a very, very tough situation. I know what you're talking about. Because my son got coronavirus, and then his wife got coronavirus. So the situation is really serious. How about Bryansk?
Okay, so it's really difficult to understand because there are some misunderstandings in statistics, because just my family have some friends who works in hospitals, and they say that it's awful, but our news statistics on internet, they said that we are good, that the coronavirus is going down, but that's not. So we don't know what to think and how all this.
Okay. Yeah. So
Hello.
yeah. Hello, Vladislav. I don't think that you know Masha. Just if you don't mind, while I'm answering the text messages, please get to know each other. Just greet each other, say hello, say a couple of nice words. Please go ahead.
Yes, sure. Actually, I know Masha. I remember her. We could speak. We could have some conversation 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So yeah. As far as I remember, Masha, you currently you're studying in school, right?
Yes.
Okay, and what is your strategy? What is your purpose in learning English?
Okay. I think that English is something more for me because from, I don't know, maybe 8, when I was 8, my mom said that it's really cool to know languages, and about at 14, 13, I decided that it's really what I want to do. So I think that it's like my future work, because I also learn German at school. And I think that my life will be connected with, and my profession, my future career will be connected with learning different languages and using it and so on.
Mm-hmm. So actually, I'm going to be teacher too, and actually, I'm learning German as the future teacher. And it seems really hard to me.
Mm-hmm.
But because English, the way of it, how it sounds, seems much better to me.
Mm-hmm.
And another problem is because of German's grammar, difficult things. Yes, I just can't get it. I just can't understand it. But through time, I feel lazy. I feel boring studying German. That's the case, actually.
Okay, we
Yeah.
have Mark. Mark joined us. So just have Mark speaking together with you, please.
Yes. Hello, Mark. So, what do you want? What do you want us? What do you guys want us to talk about?
Well, Mark, as always, you know, he's got some maybe again issues.
Yeah. No, that's okay. That's okay, Masha. Complete. Masha, continue. I mean, keep going.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I understand what you were talking about, because I really thankful that I have really good teacher in German, because we have like 2 groups, about 10 people in every group, and my teacher is so good. She is, I don't know, we can all understand, and her lessons are interesting for us. But I know that for other guys, my classmates, learning German is like they don't like it. They don't want to learn it, and just because she's very strict, and she can't interest someone in her language. So yeah.
She cannot motivate them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the case. And how many years have you been studying English?
I have been studying English since second grade.
And now
Okay.
you are in 11?
10.
Okay.
In my case, I'm that type. I'm that old type of pupils, which had English classes from 5th grade. Yes,
Oh,
but actually, I didn't learn out anything of English in school. I graduated from after 9th grade. I went to college. Then I graduated college. There in college, I had English classes too, but mostly they were useless. Oh. The real impact I've got from university classes.
Okay, I just have a couple of comments. First of
Sure.
all, yeah, well, we have some kind of a little bit different terminology in the British English and in American English. When you say pupils, it's mostly for the British people. It's okay to say even for the senior classes like pupils, but for the Americans, you even call the elementary, the primary kids, you call them students. So to address, to say about yourself, like I'm a pupil, it sounds a little bit, it just, I would prefer that you say I'm a student. And then another thing is, in America, you know, when you say I go to the college, the meaning is that's the same like university. University or colleges, that's higher education. So you have to explain they do not have the same system of education in Great Britain and in the United States of America. So it's kind of an intermediate level between the high school and the university or college. So to some degree in America, they have so-called community colleges, which are 2 years. But again, they do not have this system like you graduated after 9th grade, which is kind of possible in Great Britain because they have the upper grade, upper 6th and lower 6th grade, which is for 17 and 18 years old. But again, that's you cannot compare. Like Americans say, you have to compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges, but do not compare apples to oranges. So just think about that, how you will call it. I don't know how you will explain to people that you graduated the Russian kind of a, the Russian kind of a college, which is not a college in America or in Great Britain. Okay, yeah. Mark, are you with us? Yeah, probably he is sleeping. Pay no attention to him. Okay. Hey guys, again, any news you want to share, any questions you want to discuss, just let me know, and then we will start.
Yeah, thank you for your for sharing information, Vladimir. The reason I use pupils because I'm just used to do this. Maybe because my teacher in university always forces me to do this because
Yeah, I know.
she is from that old school English, old British, you know, old British English, pupils dancing, can't, that's thing, and she always forces us to make British accent, and I just hate it. I'm acting against it.
Yeah, and be very careful about this word which you use, like To be on the safe side, I usually say cannot. Because you know, in American language,
Yes.
you
Yes.
just say
Absolutely. Absolutely.
but
To be understood, you should in some cases you should use cannot. You should say cannot.
yeah, because if you say the British pronunciation, like you said, it sounds like a swear word, a very bad curse word. So be very careful about this word. So that's why cannot is to be on the safe side. But anyway, questions, Masha, or news, or Mark, any questions, any news to share, and then we'll start the class.
Okay, I have one question for Vlad. Why do you decided to go to university and for teacher's degree?
Because my interest in because my even loving to English, I just love this language. That's why.
Okay, and are you going to be a teacher or tutor or I don't know, maybe translator and have other master's degree maybe?
I'm not completely sure about teaching, but currently I'm thinking about moving in China to have first experience teaching there.
Wow.
Oh, and do you want to teach them English or Russian?
English, sure.
English.
Yeah.
And so do you know Chinese?
It doesn't.
Not at all, but it's not as difficult as you can think. I mean, there are many examples which people from Russian students easily moved to China and work there. It's not a big deal. I mean,
yeah, I can share the link of one of the teachers of the English language in China right now, the Russian young lady. I can share her link from VK later on. If you shoot me a message in VK, I will share this link with you.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, she's kind of a little bit, you know, a businesswoman, and just be careful about that because she will definitely try to promote her own courses. But why I would like you to know this link, because she definitely knows a lot about teaching English in China, and also she's got lots of pictures of her room, of her students, and you know, that's a very popular topic right now. People just talk about that a lot. It's just one example. Okay.
So,
anything else?
Right now, I understand that I understand nothing. Just, I mean that, do you, Vlad, want to move to China and live there, or move there and go there, be there for, I don't know, maybe 2-3 months? And I don't understand this part of your idea.
Okay. I mean, for some months or maybe a half of a year. Not for my life, definitely.
And it's.
I mean, it would be a really fascinating idea to have my first experience in teaching, and I think it's quite possible. Why not?
Okay, yeah, I understand that it's very cool idea. And do your university allow you to do this because you are studying right now?
What do you mean by saying allow in my university?
Okay, because you will don't maybe pass your exams, take exams, or you will not be in lectures. And I mean that's the process of study.
Probably I still can't. I still can't get what you're saying.
Right now you are studying at university, right?
So yes.
Yes. So if there is possible for you to move and to go, don't go to your lectures.
Why I shouldn't go for my lectures?
You should pass exams, okay, take exams in the end of semester.
I mean, I currently on my third grade in university. I am in 2 years to be graduated from university. And then after this time, I will have possibility to go China, move China.
Okay, I understand now that. Okay, yes, I just thought that you will you want to study and live in China at the same time.
Yeah, and Vlad, I will clarify a little bit the situation here, why probably Masha is saying about that, because maybe you guys heard about this work and travel program.
Yes, yes.
Which is you just go to your college or university, but at the same time during summer for more than 6 months, but only with the permission of your university. This is what Masha probably is asking. You can stay longer, like not the whole summer only, but it is work and travel. So you, let's say you work 3 months of the summer, and then 2 months you just stay in the United States of America on this visa, but only with the permission. And like Masha said, after you successfully passed your summer exam session, then as she said, with the permission. So that's one possibility. I think that you know about that, Vlad, right?
Yes,
yes. Yes, sure. Now I understand. Thank you for helping out, Vladimir. I was going to go in USA this year, but because of coronavirus, you know, it's not impossible. Yeah. And I'm curious. Actually, how do you think, Vladimir? What about the next year?
Well, I have no idea why, because as you may know, that I've been working and still work for one of the American companies as a translator, but right now they do not visit us. And the only thing which I know that probably that there was kind of a possibility for them to start visiting in February only, starting, but taking into consideration what is going on right now in the United States of America with the coronavirus, I wouldn't predict that it's kind of can possibly happen in February. So I think that still the borders will be closed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I have only one chance to go there. It will be next year, because as far as you can know, there's possibility to use these program only for students between 1 year and 4 year grades.
Yeah. Okay.
And,
yeah.
Yeah.
And again, a couple of comments. So let's kind of make again in American language, everything is much easier, much simpler than in the British language. So when you say like I'm in the 10th grade, it's kind of ambiguous, you know, in these two different languages. So in American language is absolutely understandable, but in the English, in the British language, you know, it will be kind of a form, and not in every school. And in Great Britain, you have a 10th form or 11th form. Maybe you heard that they graduate the secondary school and then they start the first grade or the first form over again. And as I said previously, they go to upper 6 and the lower 6, which is for 17 or 18 years old in Great Britain. So that's totally different system of education. But when you say I go to the 10th grade, that's absolutely perfectly understandable. But when you use the word grade about the university, it's kind of again ambiguous. So to be on the safe side, usually what we say in American language is that I am the first year student, I'm the second year student. That's for the universities or colleges. And this is my first year, this is my second year, third, and so on for the college university. Then that's one thing. Then another thing is right now you are studying at the university. Again, I just want to kind of it's typically Russian to say I'm studying at the university. Just think about that. You can say that right now I am studying at the library, or you can say I'm studying right now in my office. I'm just studying some book or something right now. But when you want to say what we usually go, like you literally translate I'm studying at school. No, we say I go to school, I go to university. You know, I attend classes, but do not I study at school. Just think about that. It's you have to remember the grammar rules about present continuous. For example, when I say I'm studying, just think about that. I'm studying, that means that you are learning right now something. You are learning a book in the library. I go to the university. Currently, I go to the university. I'm the first year student, I am the second, and so on. Then another thing which I was just, you know, picking, nitpicking, like that's, you can think that I'm nitpicking or, you know, nagging you, but please do not think about that. Like you said that this is, I learned it myself during my whole life, and my teachers from America, they usually just nitpicked on me and just, hey, Vladimir, we have a problem here. And I say, sorry, guys, I understand. Thank you for correcting me. So that is why when you say like coronavirus, it should be coronavirus. It's V, but it cannot be coronavirus. Just remember very well, or West Virginia. And as I said, maybe you remember that before the standing in front of the mirror, you have to look at your lips, and you have to understand that virus is V. It's like Volkswagen, or very well, or West Virginia. The evil one. I understand that it might be hard, but people read your lips. They understand, because if you confuse V and V, you remember that we have, for example, word and verb. It's totally different words, you know. And so that's why we have to be very careful about it. Okay, Sorry about that, lecturing you. I'm not supposed to be lecturing. It's just like you reminded me of my schooling when these Americans nitpicked me, and I was, of course, I was annoyed. I didn't like it, but anyway, I said that. Thank you, guys. All right. Anything else? Yeah, I stopped you from talking. Sorry about that. That's teacher's bad manner.
What about the other guys? They are just muted.
Muted? What do you mean?
They muted themselves.
I see Mark, but I pay no attention to Mark because you know.
Okay, he unmuted.
Actually,
he unmuted him.
Yeah, and also there was Julia entering the class, but I cannot see her. Can you see Julia?
Okay.
Hello, I'm just not into the subject of talking and.
Okay. Yeah. So hello, Julia, and you guys. You know what to do with a newcomer. Just ask her questions and forget about me. Do whatever you want, but let her join us. Please go ahead.
Remember, we have only 15 minutes left.
Yeah, I know, but that's a newcomer, so that's much better if you talk to her.
Julia, hi.
Hi.
What are you from? How are you?
So I'm from Nizhny Novgorod, and I'm doing well. What about you?
I'm fine, thanks. In what grade do you go to the school?
Now I'm in 11th grade. Yes. So
okay.
Last, and I'm going to enter the linguistic university or probably the law, something connected with law. Yes.
Oh, it's really interesting. And which exams are you planning to take?
I'm going to take history, social studies, English, and so Russian language and math. But history, I have a lot of problems, so I think I'm going to get, I think, 15 points or even less, because I began to learn history in October, and I know nothing except Peter the First or something like this.
Okay, Julia, I have a question to you. Sorry for interrupting you. Where did you learn your English?
I've started learning English in 8th grade. Near my house there was a language school called Nelson, and I decided to go there because I wanted to exam in the 9th grade English, and at that time I speak English. It's useful for me to learn it, and I also wanted to become a volunteer, so and to travel in different countries, and English was so useful for me.
Okay.
And I've studied 2 years in the school.
Okay. Have you been to some other countries?
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you. So, guys, as Vlad said already, we still have a little bit, like 8 minutes to go, because it's usually the session is around 40 minutes. So what I want you to do, that's for the 3rd class in a row. Okay, just hold on. I just want you to have a look at this. Just 1 second. Yeah. Something is wrong with my controls. Yeah. Right now it's better, I think. And yeah, right here. So as you know that in many different exams you have very different tasks, but most of them are divided into 4 to 5 parts, like one is listening comprehension, another is reading, and so on. So right now we are talking about speaking, and this is speaking part for the FCE, which is first certificate. And this is speaking part 3 and 4, because in previous classes we already talked about part 1 and 2. So think ahead. Imagine you could take, I think that you can see the screen. Imagine that you could take 6 months of work or college. How would you spend the time? Please go ahead, jump in and make your contributions.
Okay, I will start. So I think that 6 months is a very long time, and I think that I'm going to do everything I have wanted for a long time. I have been, no, I have wanted for a long time. So I think that I will more reading, because I'm going to pass literature exam, and it's really difficult to combine literature and reading books with studying at school. So also I think that maybe I will go to other cities like Moscow or St. Petersburg, and go there to museums, or maybe even ballet, because I really like it.
Okay,
So,
thank
yes.
you. And somebody else. Go ahead, guys. We do not have a lot of time.
I've already present my speech 2 weeks ago. So
me too. And 3 weeks ago
maybe
too.
maybe newcomers want to share with some things. Maybe Julia wants to share.
Yeah, I'd like to. So, firstly, 6 months is for me is enough to travel, and the first goal for me is to get driving.
Go ahead.
Get driving license, and then I have to enter courses about playing the guitar, electric guitar. And probably that's all. I'd like 6 months, and about traveling, I'd like to travel in Russia, not abroad. I want to visit Irkutsk and some Siberian territory. So.
Okay, thank you, Julia. Just listen to yourself a little bit.
First goal for me is to travel license, and then to enter
So you see, it's a little bit breaking sound from your end, but anyway, we almost understood what you were saying. Okay, Mark, you want to say something?
Yeah, sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
No, I cannot. You have to follow us. Okay, Mark, if you don't want to follow, that's up to you. So, guys, I just want to remind you again the cultural thing. So, when you have questions, you have to remember 2 things always during the exam. So, first of all, do not forget about another culture. What I mean here is, this is not just a question for the Western culture to take 6 months of work or college. Who knows about that? Who can say something about that? This is very culturally different from Russia.
Do you want us to to tell about the difference between college and university?
No, it's not about that. It's okay. Yeah, if you just all right, I will tell you just a little bit, a very short side note. So it's very cultural in Great Britain or in the United States of America. After graduating from high school, or that's American, or secondary school, which is in Great Britain, to take a gap year. Have you heard of that? A gap?
Yes, yes, yes.
So, yes. Why don't you talk about that?
Because it's 6 months and gap year.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I was wrong. Yeah, but that's okay. So anyway, I want you just to keep in mind, so that the first thing, that when you answer during the exams, always keep in mind that you have to take into consideration the cultural differences, always. Because, you know, right now, what they teach us, I mean, American teachers and British teachers, because right now I'm attending two courses, one course from Great Britain and another course from the United States of America for the teachers. And they say that 50% of the class, they request, they not only require, they not only demand, they request us, 50% of the class to be about cultural differences. They say that that's the biggest problem, that students do not pay attention to cultural differences. Like I said, that is why I was saying about that I go to school but not study to school, because people will understand you, but they will definitely see that what you were learning was not up to the 21st century requirements, okay? And another thing is, you have to be, yeah, it's, you know, it's so hard to find the good word. If you know the topical issue, the burning issue, in Russian language you say actual topic, but it doesn't work in English. In English you say the burning issue, the topical issue. So the
maybe current issue.
You can say relevant issue. So the meaning is that this is kind of a buzzword. The buzzword is something which everybody talks. When you are at your exam, you have always to think about that. See, right now, we are in the middle of this COVID pandemic or pandemic. I don't know how to say it properly. But, and that means that right now I've been staying at home like more than half a year. It's exactly the same situation which is asked in the question, and not one of you has mentioned about that. So you see, that means that you are again trying to be not the real life people talking. If you know, just think that you will talk about the same topic in Russian, you will definitely remember about the situation that you cannot travel right now. So you are on this stay on 6 months at home, and you do not mention about that. So please be very careful. Again, I just want to emphasize. So first of all, remember about cultural differences if you want to have a very good grade. Why I'm saying about that? Because I had so many exams in my life that, believe me, that most of the time I failed these exams. I failed a lot. I won a lot, but I failed a lot also. Why I failed, believe me, those were not the grammar mistakes. Not grammar, and definitely not present perfect. Because, you know, yesterday one of my American teacher told me, well, somebody asked me, what is present perfect participle? And I said, just, I have not as slight as the foggiest idea what he's talking about. You know, so, but why I failed? Because I didn't incorporate, I didn't use my knowledge of cultural differences. So that's first, cultural differences, and then be relevant, be like Vlad said about the current situation. Just remember about what is going on in your life, in your real life.
Vladimir, can I remind it to you that less than 1 minute left.
Okay, yeah, that's.
It's time. I think it's time to say goodbye to each other.
Yeah, I understand, but see, guys, that doesn't mean, and